Welcome to the 121st episode of The Life of a TV Addict. I'm your host, Sasha.
And Notorious FPG.
And we're here to bring you the weekend TV. I'm trying to look like her today because I ain't finished all the makeup. Whatever. You gotta get it the fuck you get it. You know?
I can't with you. So there was a good amount of things that were on in these last 2 weeks. But what was the first thing that you want to talk about?
Well, you know what? This morning I was watching the Dave Chappelle special, and honestly, I had to stop watching it. Not for me.
I figured as much.
I didn't get past the first. I don't even think it was 5 minutes. I just didn't find the jokes to be. And I don't know if they inserted a laugh reel because at some point you can hear people like making a different noise. Exactly. Yeah. And then it's like laughing and then they cut to a scene where it looks like people are laughing. But I'm like, were people really laughing?
You know, I was speaking to our mutual friend and I really think Dave was trolling us. Like, the title of it is called Sticks and Stones, which any kid knows sticks and stones will break your bones, but words will never hurt you. So I was like, is he trolling us to see how we'll react to his super duper offense, like him going to that total left to see if it would be like a, and he even referenced, I don't think you got that far, like cancel culture and, you know, canceling somebody who says something offensive. And so I was wondering really if this was his way of saying, let's see how real y'all are with this cancel culture. Cancel me, like try to get me blackballed or blacklisted or something for saying these things.
I don't know. I kind of thought that it was more so like, yeah, Netflix, yeah, gave me the bag. I think this is the last one in that series, right? Because it was 3.
But yeah.
It was 3, right? Because he had 2 already and this is the 3rd one. What the fuck are you gonna do? Take the money back?
Yeah.
Not air it? What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
And it just wasn't.
There were some things that made me laugh, but it wasn't what I expected. And certain parts that I did find uncomfortable, and it was like, ugh.
I think the whole first thing about Anthony Bourdain, which we're both, even though she's really, really light, she's black. And we have the black culture, and in our culture, it's like, well, you don't kill yourself. You gotta be strong-minded, you gotta do that. And people, you can never convince black people, well, certain black people, that it has nothing to do with being strong-minded or none of that. It's a mental disease. People get suicidal and they don't treat the depression or whatever, and it leads them that way.
Yeah.
You just can't convince them. They like, no, I ain't taking my life. You crazy. You this and that. So I understood. I didn't like the joke or whatever, but I understood where he was going with the joke. Right. It's like, look, black people, this is our belief or whatever, it could get this bad and they still won't kill themselves. But, you know, he's living in what's name. But there were other issues and he killed himself. Not recognizing that it's a mental thing. It's not just what these outside factors are. Didn't care for it, but I was like, you know. Then this thing, the Rihanna one, again, I didn't care for it, but there are people of that mind frame like, okay, well, what did she do? Like, a man can hit a woman if a woman has done something to, like, okay, got past that one. That Michael Jackson one went a little far.
Absolutely agree.
And when he was like, I stopped it at the point where he's like, oh, could you imagine, Michael Jackson sucked you and I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm just done. Yeah. Because now you're equating child molestation and rape
to having a good summer
and then based on who does it to you.
Right.
And that is the problem nowadays, is that, okay, like he's saying, like, oh, if you get molested by your uncle, you just have awkward Thanksgivings and you still got to go through with it. But if you get molested by a rich person, you're going to get paid off. So it was like, yeah. But that part of it, I just couldn't, because I'm like, this is child rape you're talking about. And you're making it like, well, you should be happy. You got.
Yeah.
I couldn't get past it. I'm sorry. It was just, I could not get past that part.
I really wonder if he was trolling, like if he was trying to see how much people would boycott. Are you going to say you're going to cut your Netflix off? You're going to say, because there is a culture now that's being perpetrated of, you say one thing and you should be blackballed and blacklisted. And he said a bunch of things here that the Michael Jackson thing, then the LGBT thing, which you didn't get that far. He just said a bunch of things where any number of groups would have been very much within their right to say, I don't think y'all should pay him for this, I don't think y'all should do this, whatever.
But it's one thing to say, because like now, Malik Yoba has come out and say, I'm attracted to transgender people.
Right.
Now, it's one thing, you make a joke about that. Wow, it's distasteful. And that has been the thing before. Okay, you make the joke, that's your belief or whatever. When you're making a joke about a child being molested or raped, I don't think, full disclosure, I find Dave Chappelle to be funny. But it's not even making a joke. You're basically trying to say like, oh, well, you should be, Michael Jackson's such a, and
yeah. No, I get
the thing is that it's one thing like when he started out saying like, oh, you could say a bunch of shit before and then you get banned or whatever, or even if it was a thing as far as like where it's some things that you say like, oh, perfect example when Charlamagne said that, oh, I think I raped my wife the first time I had sex with her because she was drunk and we still had sex. Okay, that's his experience. That's what he's saying. He's like, hey, nowadays it can be that way, but that's different than saying a child. I don't know. It just, and it wasn't, apparently it wasn't that funny. I would literally have to watch the raw footage of them filming this special for me to believe that everybody sat there laughing.
Right.
I just can't believe that everybody sat there laughing. So you're saying if I'm a 10-year-old girl and I get raped by who's a big celebrity now, or if Beyonce raped me, I should be happy that Beyonce raped me, and I should go around and say, guess what happened? And I think that it's that whole thing where it was where boys and men could not be raped or molested because it would always feel good to you.
Right.
I just, and it just wasn't that funny. I don't know. It just wasn't for me. So I didn't get past that joke. I just didn't watch the rest of it, so I can't comment on the rest.
I hear you. I finished it, but there were definitely some moments.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a pass for us.
It's gonna be a pass for
you need to
do something else with your life, Dave. That ain't it. You're not that funny.
You need to do nothing else. I'm like, just take the money, keep the money. You're good. We wait on this Eddie Murphy special. We're gonna wait on these Eddie Murphy specials.
So something like that. Now when Eddie Murphy comes out, because there was a whole thing, but when Eddie Murphy came up doing comedy, it was okay to say the F word and faggot and things like that, and it was okay to make fun again. And now he's coming out where all of that shit is out. It was okay. Even Gary Owen was saying when he was on the Breakfast Club, which I'm going to make his comedy special a pick, is that, he made a joke about retarded people, and it's like, well, you can't say retarded, and then he's like, but my niece is, and she's like, well, I am retarded, like, but it's like, it's a whole different thing. Now, because he made a joke about it, and his joke actually, I'm not a fan of the R word when it's used in different things, but it is actually a word. But his joke was funny, so I was like, I would have gave that shit a pass. I would have laughed. Right. But I didn't find Dave Chappelle to be funny. I don't know.
Hey, I get it. So what else did you watch?
Since we're talking about that, I guess we could go right to what is this? The the LeBron show that LeBron wasn't even on. What he doing?
Okay, I thought that was weird too.
Like, what the fuck you doing?
Was it Taco Tuesday? Was he not?
Taco Tuesday.
So what do you think about this one? This was probably the least entertaining episode to me.
Oh, I loved it. I think Kevin Hart, to me, Kevin, we're gonna talk about whatever. Whatever. I'm gonna buy your story. Your story, whatever you say happened with your security coming on the scene to retrieve you out of this car and taking you home for medical treatment with the girl. We're gonna go with your story. But anyway, I loved it. I think that he is really entertaining. I thought he brought something.
Who, Kevin?
Kevin Hart.
Okay.
I thought he really brought something to it. I felt like Charlamagne, who is usually more vocal and has something to talk about, and maybe it's this whole mental health thing that he's on, that it's like, okay, like, can you not get into a conversation and move past that? Because it's like that's your only talking topic now, and it's getting a kind of like, okay, we got it.
See, I found it, and I don't know if maybe they felt, what's his name, Maverick wasn't able to carry the show on his own, but I felt like Kevin took over every conversation. Kevin Hart. It never, like, when Kevin Love was talking, when Lil Nas X was talking, when the other guy was Paul Rivera, when he was talking to Lil Nas X, Kevin Hart had to insert himself in everything. And when I don't know if he's one of those people where when a conversation gets awkward for him, he thinks it's funny to stand up, make the whole thing, and then it makes it okay for him to be back in it. But it felt like when the Conversation was taking a certain turn, he had to bring it back to fun. When they were talking about Rob Gronkowski. But you can also be a comedian and it doesn't have to be you're on every time, I think.
Not when
if the conversation wasn't about you in that moment.
What was it?
When they were talking about Lil Nas X, when they were asking him why he felt the need to come out, and they kept, so what? What does that mean? And he just took over the whole conversation. And Lil Nas X looked like, oh, okay, well, I guess what he said. It felt like he didn't get to finish making his point. And then even Paul Rivera turned and said, well, I wanted to. He was the Spanish guy.
Okay,
was that Un Rivera? Was that Un? Is that Un? Oh, no, he's dead, right? Who was that? It said Paul Rivera, so I don't know. It said marketing something.
I know he had a 7 jersey.
Okay. So when he asked Lil Nas X why he felt the need, before Lil Nas X could finish his explanation of, I grew up seeing guys in rap who did not be truthful about this.
Oh, I like that part.
Kevin took that over.
But I thought that I like that part because it was funny because he's like, Lil Nas X, for anybody who hasn't seen it, he goes in and explains, like, in my community, I grew up where Kevin is also referencing, like, the hood, and it's not acceptable to be gay. And Kevin like, what? What are you wait, what? What's this thing? I thought that was fun.
Like, if you from where you say you from?
No, he was making I don't know how anybody else missed this. It was clearly a joke. It was a joke. He was being funny.
He didn't. But then he took over it wasn't even like a funny moment because to me he took over the conversation from Lil Nas X. And then he didn't get to finish making the point he was making, in my opinion. That was the way it came across.
I thought it was fun. I thought he was being funny because everybody knows that in the hood, like, gay is looked down or whatever. Right. But he was kind of like, what? Oh my God, like, it's shocking.
But then I don't know, because then when he said, what was the big deal about you coming out? It didn't seem like that was him trying to make the same connection to the joke. It seemed like he was saying, okay, you're gay, so what? It wasn't a big deal. So then in the same tone for him to make that comment, it didn't seem like a joke. It seemed like that was his real opinion. Which in the grand scheme of things, to us and to other people, it didn't matter. But he's saying in his experience, it would have mattered to another little gay boy. And I don't think he got to make that point because Kevin took the conversation from him. When Kevin Love was talking about his mental health issues, he tried to bring Charlamagne into that. But then Kevin Hart took that over too at one point. It just seemed like he thought him and Maverick was the co-host this time because LeBron wasn't there. That's how it felt to me. And I was like on my OD Kevin Hart because we had been talking about him all this week with the things. And then in watching that, I was like, have all the seats, Kevin. But that's why this was probably my least favorite episode. I felt like it didn't have I don't know if it didn't have cohesion or like all the other ones. It felt like everybody got to jump in. Like you said, I don't know if Charlamagne felt. Because they even said it at the end, like, yeah, Charlamagne, you didn't really have much to say. And he was like, yeah.
It seemed like he was, but to me, it was like, it seemed like maybe, and maybe I'm wrong about this, but in my opinion, what it looked like, it seemed like Charlamagne is with his mental health thing, which he's getting a lot of publicity for. He's getting a lot of acknowledgement, everything for talking about this as a black man and bringing awareness. Okay, but it seems like that's his talking points now. Even when you listen to the Breakfast Club now, that everything is going back to the mental health, anxiety. It's
so you
all
feel like
going
it's taking over from other stuff.
I think that he came with his talking points about mental health. He had the anxiety shirt on, and that because he brought up the mental health thing with Kevin Love, and that's why they started talking about it. He kind of went there, I think, a little bit with Lil Nas X.
Yeah.
And it was like, but for those top, but he's not, he didn't, and that's why I said I was shocked, because I thought he would be more vocal and would have brought more to the show, but it seemed like he came prepared with his talking points. And it was like, okay, this is what I want to discuss, is this mental health thing.
And when the conversation,
and when it didn't get there, he was like, okay, when is this going to go back to mental health? And that's what I got from it.
Yeah.
I thought that, I don't know, I just didn't get that part of it. I like when Kevin Hart, I love what he was saying. I thought he did, to me, it was really entertaining. I would like for him and LeBron to be there. I like Maverick also. I think Maverick brings something to the table, being that he is a friend of, and a good friend of this guy who's like the greatest athlete and this big celebrity. And how do you navigate or maintain this when y'all have been friends before he became this, and y'all are still friends, and now you're successful also. Right. So I think that's interesting, because you could tell Maverick is really comfortable with who he is. Oh yeah. He's never, even when LeBron's there, he's never kissing LeBron's ass. Absolutely. If you disagree with LeBron, then that's what the fuck it is. And I like that. So I think he brings an interesting thing to it. So, but I loved Kevin Hart. I like when Charlamagne tried to make the reference to being which I didn't understand Charlamagne's point with this outlier thing, because anybody who read the book Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell, is it Gladwell or Gladwell? Gladwell. The whole thing about these outliers is like they have different habits and traits that make them great and make them the outliers, and it's this whole thing about 10,000 hours or whatever it is that they put into what they do, and that's what makes them great. So he calls LeBron an outlier, and he calls Tom Brady an outlier, but then he's like, you have to be born that way. And I'm like, well, duh, the whole book is about what they do differently. And I'm like, and I agreed with Kevin. He was like, absolutely not. You can't become a GOAT. And then Kevin Love, I think that if Kevin Hart wouldn't have said that, I don't think the conversation would have went anywhere else. Right. Because nobody's going to dispute that LeBron is a phenomenon. Nobody's going to dispute that this guy should not be this big, this heavy, and be this good in basketball. Right. And great in basketball. Not good, great. Nobody's going to dispute this thing. So it really, I think that he made the conversation more interesting, because then that's when Kevin Love and other people were coming in and saying, and like Kevin Hart said, I don't think that's fair for you to say to him that he can't be a GOAT or whatever. It's like, don't downplay him or whatever. But there are different, and Kevin Love's like, yeah, he's like, LeBron locks in, he this and that. and he going through it. But I think that, in my opinion, it didn't seem like anybody was going to step up and have a debate about this.
Yeah,
it was going to be that they were bolts, and that's it.
That Kevin Hart added to the conversation, and I did appreciate.
He looked a little saucy too. He looked a little saucy. And I like when he made the comment. Well, you know, based on my reputation, I can't. I'm like, yeah, Kevin.
Well, you know.
I mean, this car thing, but whatever.
But
and he was on TV and he's like, he's fine. That motherfucker good. He good.
Again, the shop is like, you just drop these episodes out of nowhere.
That's weird.
Cause it was like, oh yeah, by the way, here you go. Oh, well damn. And where was LeBron? No, not even like, oh.
And then they changed the name of it to Uninterrupted, so then it's not the regular shop. You gotta find it under, it was like, I don't know, it's weird the way that they have the schedule. I can understand if it's once a quarter or if it's twice a year or something like that. But it's just like, whenever the LeBron just sit around, he like, okay. Oh, put out the shop. Oh, sorry, I almost forgot.
Almost missed it.
I'm like, LeBron, you're not us. You are not
like
Sasha.
It.
You cannot be just dropping this shit whenever or organized.
He said, and what you gonna do about it? You still gonna watch? You still gonna watch?
I haven't watched one or two of them that I missed. Or I wasn't interested based on who he had there. Okay. But I thought it was okay. I thought Lil Nas X, honestly, I don't think there was much he was going to be able to add to the conversation. Right. But in the previous episodes, there were rookies who come. And that dynamic between the vets and the rookies, and then the rookie being able to talk openly to the vets, and the vets telling them, like, fuck all of the NBA vets, I should say. Yeah. They talk different than football guys. Yeah. And LeBron always makes a point of that. Like, you know, we don't have those restraints. I don't like the way they treat y'all. And to get something from it. Mm-hmm. I think they were trying to do that a little bit with Lil Nas X, because, you know, him being, it really went really quickly for him. Yeah. Yeah. And that Panini was a little flat.
They made it seem like he did seem like I don't know, he seems like he has a realistic head on his shoulders. Yes, that is not going to happen. He did say, like, I know I may not see this again with any other record. He said, it's not realistic for me to believe every hit is going to be Old Town Road. Mm-hmm. And I appreciated him saying that. And even Charlamagne was like, I'm glad you realized that. Yeah. Because that may be your one. But you can, that will change your life still forever. And ride that. Achy Breaky Heart still going hard for Billy Ray Cyrus. So why can't Old Town Road be I'm showing up at festivals, I'm dropping it, and you still giving me a bag for it? Why not? And at 20, 21, this will change your life forever. And it's good that he realizes this may be it. But it doesn't stop the grind. It doesn't stop you trying. Yeah. Mediocrity can flourish everywhere. So I'm like, I did like that he came across like that. So, and it gave you a little bit of insight into who he was. So I enjoyed the episode. Those parts for Kevin didn't ruin it for me.
And I loved when he came in and he was talking about, and I think that would have been a good point for Charlamagne to kind of go into, what's the time? Yeah, we can finish. I think it would have been a good time for Charlamagne to go in, because I love when Kevin Hart said, like, I walk in the locker rooms, I'm used to everybody like, yo, cat, and him doing the whole thing. He like, I walked in there and they like, nobody's talking to me, they ignoring me, they are just so focused.
You're not a fan of bars.
And I would think that was I think it would have been a good point for Charlamagne to say, well, how did that make you feel? Right. And is that something, you know, with your ego? Or he didn't show his it was just like I don't know if he tired of the campaign that he's on, and he like, good, I get to relax. Let this motherfucker talk.
Let everybody else
like, I don't know. It just, I expected more from Charlamagne.
Yeah.
And that was my only thing. I think he could have brought more to it. I love the discussion they had with Kevin Love, like, and him being open and honest. Like, look, not only did I have to take one back seat when LeBron, I had to take 2 back seats. And he's like, yeah, so then conversations had to be with LeBron so that we can trust each other or whatever. And we talked and, like, you know, you just gotta play. And he's like, and that really did help. I like those conversations of him being honest. Like, that shit fucked me up. Like, this is my team or whatever. And then,
but I would have liked the dynamic of him having that discussion with LeBron there. You know, just to see him saying, yeah, when he came at me, whatever. So, but be back next time, LeBron. We'll see you in 3 months, whatever.
And have Taco Tuesday there with your chef. All right, let's 1 second. Does this one want to come up? Uh-oh. But I forgot that it's loud. Okay, so let's go to the next.
What else did you watch? I watched.
Let's get into this Wu-Tang.
Okay.
This some bullshit.
Wait, you don't like it at all?
Okay, let's get your perspective on it.
The acting. Okay.
Leaves a lot. Okay.
Yes, I agree with you there.
That's really my point. Is that I think that some of the storyline, because of the acting being so bad,
the storyline seems
it's fucking it up. Yes, and I think that so. Full disclosure, I watched all 3 episodes at one time while I was watching 4 Weddings and a Funeral. After it went off, the thing popped up like Wu-Tang. I was like, roll that shit. And then I watched it. So I was watching it like in the middle of the night, like maybe 1, 2 o'clock in the morning to the morning time. So I'm like, let me rewatch the second because maybe me think me right. One of the things is that I think that the one that playing Divine, first of all, he does favor RZA's brother, everything. So I was like, great. But it seems like he's not an American English speaking actor.
Okay.
I should have looked this shit up, but
no, keep talking.
We do fake research here.
Shut up. We do on the spot.
Because that accent and the way he was speaking, like, I can understand him speaking slower, but it seemed like that it was kind of throwing it off. Yeah. I would have loved for him to have, or anybody in the fucking show, honestly, to have a New York accent. I don't know if Staten Island. To me, Raekwon sounds straight up like somebody from Brooklyn.
Well, see, that's what he's the most problematic to me.
He doesn't invoke his Raekwon.
Did he not practice with the teeth in? But it's like the talking with the teeth in and it just throws me off, and I hate his acting. And I like him from the Get Down, but in this, I can't stand it.
I think that sounding, I thought like some points, because when I was like dozing off, I'm like, that sounds like Raekwon. But it just wasn't, he didn't embody, I should say, Raekwon to me. The guy playing Ghostface, I think that in some parts he did.
I like it.
It did. I think he was like one of him and ODB. First of all, whoever y'all got, wherever y'all find this guy, he should get an Emmy. If this guy, I was saying,
to make sure it wasn't the son, because I was like, he is old. He must have studied tapes. He's scary like ODB.
I was like, if this guy is from the UK and has a British accent, this motherfucker deserves an Emmy, because he is giving you ODB. ODB is up in the heavens looking down like, yeah, my nigga, you doing that. Like it's just
no.
Out of casting, I would say it's ODB first is number 1 as the best pick. Method Man, Dave East as Method Man, because he's doing everything to evoke Method Man. When he does that movement and his hair is wild, I'm like, oh, okay, just fucking Method Man. I didn't need to know.
Even not hearing the names yet, my mom was watching it. She was like, is he supposed to be Method Man?
Yeah, so you got
it
that.
It was perfect.
And then the third one I would say is Ghostface is a good pick.
Yeah.
The guy playing the RZA, he seems to be a good pick, but he's bad acting here. It's not working. It's not working.
Like him, but yeah, it's not working for me either.
It's not working, and I'm like, so I would think those three, whoever found this ODB, listen, you need to be promoted. You need to be working for everybody because that shit is crazy the way he act. But I think that yeah, a lot of it fucks with the acting is so bad, so then it starts to fuck with the story.
Well, you know the story better than me. Has the story been accurate, like from what you've heard up to this point?
Oh, I never heard of all of these. I don't know. I don't know the story
because I'm so interested to know if Ghostface and the sister was really fucking.
Oh no, they are. He has a baby with. Yeah, no, that's true part.
Oh,
yeah, he has a baby.
I'm like,
they were together.
Permission to tell this? Because if that was me and the sister, I'd be like, don't be telling everybody.
No, they have kids.
Friends?
No, they have kids and everything.
Okay.
And that's not a big
I said to my mother, I was like, it's got to come out that they're gonna find out. It's just gonna have to come out. But that
wasn't shocking.
And the girl that ODB met, that's his real wife, right? Isn't that the one that he married?
Selena or whatever. Yeah. I don't know if that's her yet.
Okay.
Because they haven't said her name.
But from the one we saw with the other one, when they showed her, I was watching like, that looks like that's a realistic casting because that looks like that's her. And
I'm saying her name.
Okay. And the two, I like the two boys playing Ghostface brothers. They're brothers.
Oh, they're real brothers.
They're real brothers. At least they have the same last name on IMDb, Coles and Coles. But
I like the one that's playing the speaking role.
Yes.
I thought that I like that. So that part of it, I love that. I love that they incorporated that in it. I like that he got like a little spicy mouth. He like I love that part of it. I think that shit is. When he said that, I was freaking crying when he said, "Oh my god!" But I like that part. There were a lot of parts of it I like, and well, I was talking about it to my friend, and then as I was talking about it, and apparently I was really excited talking about it, some part of it, and she was like, "Maybe you do like." I'm like, "Maybe I did." But I went back, I'm like, nah, I didn't. But it's just the one part, because what they're doing in this Wu-Tang thing also is incorporating, it's similar to what we thought Gotti was going to do with Tells, right. And he started off doing, but now he do whatever the fuck he want. Is that it's like some of the songs are being acted out.
Yeah.
And that part, I think it's in the third episode,
right? And
where they go, okay, it is because they're doing this MC battle, right. And the brother is in the prison, and the whole thing, the thing with the brother being in the prison, I think it's I think I'm right. That is it's on the Purple Tape. The song is on the Purple Tape. Is Verbal Intercourse, I believe, with RZA, Chef, and Ghost, and no, not RZA. Is Raekwon, Ghost, and Nas, and RZA does the beat because it's like RZA, Chef, Ghost, Nas, niggas want the profit. So, but in Ghost's verse, in the last verse, he describes this whole prison scene about him getting caught by some cops in the hallway, him going to jail, these guys are yelling at him for the phone, he makes these vests out of phone books, he raps it so it sounds way better than the way I'm describing it. But he raps it and the shit is crazy, and then they make the vest out of the phone books, and then they get into the and all of it, and that part I really appreciate it, because anybody that know me know I love the Purple Tape. I think it is the end all and fucking be all of everything in life. I mean, cookbook, everything. So those certain things, when I see the stuff, especially from the Purple Tape, because I just love the Purple Tape, and that part makes me happy. So seeing that being acted out and knowing that made me really, really happy. Seeing him with his brothers and everything, that's from Tony Stark's album. And that made me happy also. I think that what they incorporated this time, because when we watched the Wu-Tang thing on Showtime, it was like him saying like both of my brothers were in wheelchairs, and he like, you know, we just used to park them in front of the TV all the time. He like, I never thought about trying to get them outside and doing this. Like I could get something to help them go outside. He said, I never knew like what to do with them. I like that. In this one, you see RZA's sister kind of take them outside. Like, I'm going to take her outside. And things like that. I like that they incorporated that. The issues I have with the storyline. One, I like that Ray and Ghost are going to be beefing after each other in the beginning. I love this. Yeah. Because Ray and Ghost are like the two closest motherfuckers in the group. And for them to be literally shooting at each other, looking for each other, parents at church and everything. I love that part of it. But Raekwon shooting Ghostface's house, going to RZA's house to give him the gun he shot up Ghostface's house. It's like, really? So even if I am the RZA, and I know both of you shot up his house. And I know he got two handicapped brothers in there. I'm really gonna be like, oh, okay, King, what? Fuck that shit. But I did like the story of what they're telling. Is that look, the gun that Raekwon used to shoot up Ghostface's house is the gun that Ghostface is actively hunting Raekwon with. I did like that part of it. The story part of RZA trying to steal this machine out of the store in a small ass book bag. I didn't like that part because it was like, y'all are drug dealers, y'all making money, and instead of you using your profit to fucking go buy this machine, you're actually going to try to steal it in a little book bag.
Even I was sitting there like, that's not gonna fit. That's not gonna fit.
Then I didn't like what was the I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know if this was made in New York or LA or whatever. Is there a shortage of Jamaican actors somewhere? Like we saw this in Luke Cage.
Clyde.
I'm like, wow.
Like that.
Ross Clyde, Bumbo Clyde. You will blood clot.
Let's see.
I'm
Is he Jamaican? Is he Jamaican?
Did you like? Y'all couldn't find any Jamaicans that speak patois. Nobody. I mean, you go in fucking Brooklyn, you walk down the block, they'll come to you. You just sit there. Mm-hmm. You don't even gotta do anything. Y'all could not find a fucking one.
Where's Cressy? Oh, Cressy.
I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Oh, he's from Atlanta.
Really? So you just couldn't go to Brooklyn and get a fucking Jamaican? You just not want to get Jamaicans?
Was he in Luke Cage? I'm trying to remember.
Probably so.
Oh, Black Lightning. That's what I know him from, Black Lightning.
Oh my god, because Luke Cage, it was like, not one of y'all gonna be Jamaican. None of y'all. Okay. Like, at that part, because it makes it takes you out of the story. When you're in a good movie or show, you're in it. And then you're like watching it and you're in that zone. It makes you like, wait, what is going on? Then the light-skinned kid, I guess he's going to be You God.
Yeah.
They haven't referred him as You God. Matt calls him God.
Right.
But nobody says anything.
And Allah Justice, that's Jizza, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, you just respected that. I don't know. Probably so.
I be good when they come up with their names, because all the time I'm like, wait, which one is he again? Is he gonna be? Now I like Power, the one who Raekwon is working for. There's something about him. I wonder if he going. I like him.
Oh, they need to shoot that fucker.
Yeah, I mean he's an asshole. But
I like when Raekwon like, yo, you got me a TV. Sort of.
You got one channel to watch the Fiends. That's it.
Oh my god.
But
the guy in prison is Capadonna.
Yes.
With Divine.
Right.
Divine in Showtime, he said like, I met Capadonna in prison. He came out and I had him a record deal already.
Yeah.
I don't like, cause they were on the radio, RZA and Pam and I guess the guy playing RZA, somebody else was there.
Okay.
And he was like, yeah, I got 10 brothers and sisters, it's 11 kids. I'm like, I don't like that that's not being portrayed, because that changes the dynamic between this 4 kids, or if the other ones were that much older, whatever's going on.
Right.
But it kind of, I think it would have added something to the story, because now if you're a mother with 11 fucking kids, then I can see how that kind of yes, like no matter what you would have done, there's no way you could have financially provided for 11 kids. Now it kind of seems like she's working all the time. She's always at work. They're like, oh, did you get the food done? Because you know she got to go to work. And yet the son has to pay the rent, sell drugs to pay the rent. And it's like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It's not logical. So if they would have had, or maybe you like, listen, we're not hiring 7 more motherfuckers to act in this movie. So what we're going to do is just give the impression. Yeah, like, no. Well, I think that if they would have came to the house and you just see people in and out and running around, you got the impression. Don't get them speaking rules. They're not getting a SAG card or nothing like that. They just around, and you like, oh, okay, I got it. Like,
no, I see what you're saying.
Perfect example, house party, when cause Play explains the kid like you can't mess with AJ, whatever her name is, because somebody's always home, and then they go to her house and people are just sitting on the couch and it's everywhere. And they're not saying anything, but people are around, and you get that impression like all of these people live here. Yeah. They could have just did something like that.
Right.
But to just have this perfect family, 2 grown sons, the 2 younger ones, and they're just like, we're all at the table for dinner. Brother pays our rent with drug money. You don't know.
And it makes sense too why they got this big ass house. And I'm like, y'all could get an apartment. Why y'all got a house with a basement written and everything? Get you a smallest thing.
Well, and that's another thing. I don't think that, and maybe that will come, is that how are y'all living in this house? As opposed to, you know, living in an apartment with the real struggle or something. And how did that come up? I just didn't feel, I felt it's something not right with them, the way they're telling that story. I think RZA thing of him being this genius and hearing the music, I love this part, but it's not, and it's the acting. It's literally the acting. This kid walking around like this does not give me the impression that he's hearing music in his head. It's like,
that's the thing for me. It's more the acting than anything, because I'm enjoying the story the way they're telling it. I like the injections of animation. I like the alternate.
Oh, I didn't like that.
Oh, I like that. And I liked when Jason got killed and they had this whole alternate thing where he his game was, if his game had been played another way, and if he had been more focused on the music thing and where his life would have turned out. I like that thing. Mm-hmm. So I like the storytelling. It's literally like when Raekwon comes on, it's just
what's the name? The thing about the kid, that's another rap song, that's Purple Tape too, where and I believe it's Ghostface too. But he's rapping about seeing this Jamaican cat with the big and the jewelry's truck, and that he's going to rob him, and then they go in and so those parts for me, only because of the Purple Tape. And that's what my friend said, maybe you did like it, you really like these parts but I love the fucking Purple Tape. I can't wait.
The parts you can reference and the parts that you literally see where they're coming from.
Raekwon,
I can appreciate liking that.
RZA, I need a Purple Tape documentary. I work a lot, but I will take time to be the intern, the production assistant, and I have to get this in my lifetime because I need that for myself. I need to know how this came out. I need the Purple Tape. But anyway, y'all can get a Hulu special too.
Well, that's what I'm wondering too. I'm wondering how far we're gonna, we see at the end of episode 3, them in the room together trying to form this group. So I'm like, okay, we're getting this ball rolling. I wonder how many episodes they're gonna spend.
I think that they could go on.
Oh, it could be more
3-4 seasons if they wanted to, because the story is not finished.
Absolutely.
There's still, even what we saw from Showtime is that this story is not finished because there's still tons of money to be made. Mm-hmm. What's going on in the dynamic? That part is good, but it's just
according to IMDb, it says 10 episodes, So I don't see them. I'm like you. I could see them maybe getting to the point of
into the 36 chambers.
And that's about.
And them getting
come
the
back
deal.
and
Yeah. And NBC.
Because I mean, if they're gonna tell us,
so you're trying to say season 3 will have the purple tape?
I can see. I mean, just hold on. But you won't have to deal with the acting.
Oh no, the fuck we not, because I'm going to come in. I'm doing the casting. I'm going to fucking Brooklyn, the old Brooklyn, not the new Brooklyn. I'm going to find real dudes with gold teethuses in their mouth today in 2019, and I'm going to bring them in, get them acting classes, and they will be in my season, because we're not going to fuck up the purple tape. That's what the fuck we're not going to do. And Raekwon will be fat. I will not have no fucking bodybuilder as Raekwon. We're going to get this shit right.
He is not a bodybuilder, Shamik Moore.
Well, you know how I feel. If you either you fat or you fucking bodybuilding, it ain't no in between in that shit. Fuck that. But I like the other part. Oh, one other thing that I did. Well, I guess once we get to if this guy is actually you, God. What was the other part of it that I like? ODB just
killed it, girl. His acting makes up to me. If he was in every scene, he would be just blowing it. He'd be stealing it from everybody.
Yeah, he deserves.
He gonna get an Emmy nomination at least.
He should. Honestly, I mean, he really does, because I mean that is really good. Yeah. Really good. Yeah. But it was another scene besides this them rapping at this concert, which that storyline was kind of shaky and weird.
Oh my god, that rap that RZA.
No, that's kind of RZA.
I know it is, but seeing someone else do it, and it was just like, oh god, this. Ooh. It was just rough. And the audience was even like me. I'm sitting watching it at home, and I'm like, oh, I don't know if that would have. It started out so everybody clap your hands, and then be like, oh wait, are we in the fallopian tubes? Wait a minute, why are we clapping?
What was the other part that I just didn't? Not the big. Well. I don't know. It wasn't. I think hopefully, likes it too. Maybe I do. I don't know. That's what I told my friend. I'm like, I don't know if I fucking like it, but I didn't like the acting and I hated it. Okay, but I'm 3 episodes.
I was gonna say she's still gonna watch it.
Yeah.
So just tell yourself I like it, because it'll make it easier.
I'm literally 3 episodes in on a 10. I'm fucking watching the rest. So it don't matter. 4 Weddings and a Funeral. Did you watch this? Because next week is the season finale.
I'm so anti this relationship. And Maya got exactly what she deserved. You deserve to be excommunicated from the group. Go over there with your little boyfriend. Stay over there, and that's it. We ain't talking to you. None of us on this side are talking to you.
Everybody knew except.
Well, she don't know that.
Every like.
I don't think she know that the black, but just the black boy in them knew, because Duffy and them didn't have a confirmation of the date. He knew that she wrote the letter that she was in love with him, but Duffy didn't know about the going to the wedding and been sneaking around and everything. He didn't know about that. The girl was the one who saw them on the street together.
And she told Duffy.
The widow told Duffy?
Yes, because when
he ADD'd on that part.
When she goes back to him, he's like, she comes back and she's like, oh, I gotta tell you something.
But then he confesses his
love for her,
right?
And then they go through all of that, and then she was like,
says, "That's not what I was coming.
I was going to tell you that I saw her." And then he's like, "Oh yeah, I knew about it. She wrote the letters that she wrote about him."
Right.
And then he was like, "So you don't feel like that about me?"
Like, no, that too.
And he's like, "Oh yeah." So everybody knows is that the widow is the first person to tell Ainsley, and she was the last person to find out. So now Ainsley, am I saying her name?
Ainsley, yeah.
So now she's confronting all of them, like, so everybody knew. I think that the Craig and his wife that they didn't have the confirmation. It was more so that Craig was putting it together and kind of concluding.
1 equals 1.5. Yeah, he was kind of like not certain,
but he didn't.
Yeah.
I love the thing with Craig. His girlfriend is growing on me. His fiance wife now.
Zara.
Yes,
Zara?
she's growing on me.
Love her.
When she goes and confronts the daughter's mother, and she's like, "Oh my God, that scene! It was just." She's like, "I had a bunch of uncles when I was growing up. Like, why can't he be an uncle?" She's like, "Plus, my daughter would love to have a sister without me getting fat again." I mean, I just love that.
Yeah, I like her too.
I think that it was really good because in the beginning of the show, and they made jokes about it. It was kind of like, how could he be with this girl? She's hot, but she's not bright. Her friends are not bright and ghetto, and this and that. And then you see, like, okay, so what? But she has a good person. Yes, and this is what. And I really love that. Then I like when they go to the game, and she's like, you gotta be quiet and everything. And he's like, what is that? Why is the best thing? He's like, no, I'm just a fan of just watching the. I think his acting leaves a lot to be desired.
Definitely.
But I think that the story is really good. And I keep saying it. I think that people who checked out because of the first episode or because of the reviews, they need to come back in. Because
Absolutely.
I think that it has gotten a lot better. Even Maya hair is being combed now.
Girl.
I mean, no more puffing to the afro.
It looked a little crude. I'm not lying. I think what storyline am I not a fan? Well, I told you I'm not a fan of Cash and Maya. And I think they need to, what I do think the story needs to do a little better is the time jumps. Like, between each episode, so they've obviously had been dating for a while, her and Cash, but we didn't get like exactly how much time had lapsed, and then there's going to be another time jump between this and the finale, because obviously she's been dating an old man now for a while, and her and Maya haven't been talking. So I hope they just do a little bit better if they get another season with letting me know how much time is in between.
But it came up because it's like 4 months, a year later.
Does it?
It does.
I don't be paying attention. My ADD kicks in sometimes, a lot of times.
Mindy, that's why when I bump into you in the streets of New York, I have to let you know that I'm supporting you because of shit like this.
I support.
They're not even watching the damn show.
I watch, but I might be on the Twitters or something as I'm watching. So
what do you think about the old guy and the Jamaican?
You know, I wasn't a fan of it in the beginning. I thought it was a little convenient to do that, but they made me a fan. I do like it, and I like him, changing his whole political stance, and it becomes like, when you know people who are in a certain situation, maybe it does change your mindset, and him finding out that the guy doesn't have his papers, and you kicking him out. Your stance is literally kicking your person that you possibly love right now out the country. So I like that whole thing, and it turned it around for me, and I think I thought something was going to happen with the other guy that works for him, not necessarily with Maya though, but I thought there would be some sort of love connection, or his story at least, but all we're getting is that he's a douchebag and nothing else.
So I think now we have the widow and Duffy, Maya with Cash, Ainsley with the old guy,
Craig and Zara,
they already married. So with our wedding count, we're at 1.
Oh, you gotta count Bash and
your guy and Fatima.
Yes.
He has a show on Netflix. Is it Mobeen? I'm gonna tell you because I was watching it the other day.
Really?
I'm like, she gotta watch her guy.
Oh yeah.
I love
I first saw him on that few episodes of that god awful Idris Elba show that was on, and he was in it.
Really?
Yes. And I was like, okay, Idris, you're fine and all, but who is this funny mofo stealing all the scenes from you?
Yo,
and that was the first thing I remember seeing him in. But yeah, I like him a lot.
Let me find it. I'm looking at this show. I was just watching it the other night when I was on Netflix. It came up.
I have to binge it.
It's Mobeen, I think.
He's kind of cute. I like him.
Oh my god.
And I love his accent.
Man like Mobeen.
Man like Mobeen. Okay.
Oh, he got like a few seasons too.
What's the synopsis say?
Oh, he on the second season.
Go ahead.
Let me go back to the first. Oh no, they ain't coming up now.
What's that?
That's for the season, the episode that I'm on.
Oh, okay. We're gonna have to Google it. Mobeen. I like it because he's funny.
Yeah.
He is really funny. So.
Yeah, we crack. I was like,
so yeah, so we're 2 weddings in. 1 wedding. I don't know if we count Cash and Ainsley because even though it was a wedding, it didn't get to the I do's, and 1 funeral. So, and I mean, if they're going by like them, I know people hate to compare it to the movie, but the 4 weddings did count the one that didn't actually happen.
Uh-huh.
So, in that case, we're on track to have at least one more wedding.
And then you see on a preview for the next episode, I think it's supposed to be a year later that Cash becomes this really big actor.
Right.
And what does that entail? I love 4 Weddings and a Funeral.
I like it too.
It's like one of my.
They haven't announced if it's going to get another season, but
they need to give it another season. I think that I just hate when they, especially with all of the shows and money and everything available now. I hate when they don't give the show a chance.
To
grow. And then what does it really cost you? Hotels.com is definitely, they better be giving y'all enough money. I'm about to get the ad-free version because I can't stand the dumbass commercial. So, I mean, yeah, give her another shot. I think that I need another season of that.
I agree.
So what else?
Did you watch the Why Women Kill?
Nah.
No?
Was it good?
I like it.
So she in the murder shows.
Well, entertaining ones. I can't just be real life all the time. But so the premise is it's a house, and it made me think of American Horror Story. So it's one house, 3 different generations. They're telling a story of women in this house, and apparently we don't know who dies though.
But it's not a murder show.
No. It's a scripted show. It's with.
I'm sorry, because there is a show on ID about women killing.
Right, but this is the one on CBS All Access, and it's got Lucy Liu and Jennifer Goodwin, Snow White from Ever After. But I really like it, and it's like 4 episodes in, but I'm waiting to see who's actually going to be the person that they kill. Because we know someone dies, and by the title, you're assuming that a woman kills them, but you don't know if it's a husband, if it's a lover, if it's a best friend, if it's who's going to be the one that they end up, because the stories keep kind of turning.
No. I'm going to watch it then. Okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was a what's the name, but yeah, if it's a scripted show.
Yeah, and so each episode you get bits from each period. So like Jennifer Goodwin's is like the 50s, Lucy Liu's is like the 80s going to the 90s, and then the other couple is 2019.
And it's really good.
I like it. I really like it, and I think it's telling. And I mean, okay, CBS All Access, y'all really pulling me in because y'all need to be having. You can't have these shows on CBS. I get it because there's cursing, there's all kind of stuff going on. But these are shows that people should not have to pay for. When you got 85-year-old freaking, I mean, okay, you got rid of the Big Bang Theory, and you got NCIS New Orleans that y'all still paying for. Cut that shit. Cut it. Nobody wants to watch Bull anymore. I think that really is the point. Is that look, why we could create shows, put them out here, and that will build up our streaming platform. Because when what was it, Zoo, which I loved, until it jumped the shark. Oh yeah. But I wanted to watch the episodes of Zoo, so I got CBS All Access. But then I was like, okay, well, I don't want to watch the episodes. I'll just wait for it to come on Netflix. So now I don't need it anymore.
how do I build up that platform if everything's going to be on regular TV? Then there's no need for you to pay. And I think that's one of the things that they're trying to have, that content that is just.
Well, they're definitely getting the Trekkie money because they got Star Trek Discovery and they got this new one coming on, which, damn it, I might have to keep CBS All Access till it comes
You
on.
might as well just
telling Picard's story from Star Trek Next Generation. The one.
You might as well
I'm here for it. I was trying to watch it and they were like, oh, here's the trailer. I was like, no, when does it come on? So I'm just gonna have to keep it. And
look, we're gonna be having every streaming platform known to man.
Please.
And I'll have Hulu with no commercials. Fucking dumbass hotel.
But once my 99-cent Hulu goes away, I might go up to the no commercials.
And that's what I was telling my friend. I'm like, no, I had got this special where it was cheaper, and I did it. I said, but I'm getting no commercials. I can't fucking take it no more. I just can't.
No, I understand that.
You're fucking up my time. Did you watch the Potomac?
Yeah, so we had 2 episodes of this vacation, right?
We only needed a handful.
It's so dry. It's so dry.
The only thing that I thought was interesting in this episode, well, it's clear that now Ashley is pregnant.
Yes.
But I thought that what Karen said to her was on point.
Oh.
I think that she's saying, like, listen, he's not innocent or vindicated just because they dismissed the case.
Right.
That doesn't mean anything for me. And I'm not comfortable that if your husband did this, I'm not comfortable with that.
Yeah.
I don't think that Ashley needs to take that the way she's acting. I don't think she needs to act that way about it, because it would just be like if my husband shot somebody and you're like, hey, I'm not okay with your husband shooting people. And I'm like, all right, you know, I understand your feelings or whatever, but that shouldn't affect our relationship.
Right.
And then we would just move on. Now, I'm not going to invite you and have my husband, because now you told me that you're not comfortable because he's a shooter, and that makes you uncomfortable. Okay, I'm comfortable with him shooting people. So, and we're good. But I think that I think the way she reacted is like, oh, Karen, let it go. I was like, I don't think that was appropriate, because she is right. There's audio of your husband touching this guy's butt. This guy asking him not to touch his butt.
Y'all's story keep changing
about whatever, and then you just get this case dismissed, but he was not found not guilty of it, nor did he come out with any proof to say, look, I couldn't have done it because I was here, or anything like that. And she's okay to say, I feel a way about it.
Yeah.
I just didn't. And Miss Karen, you know I love you down. But in that moment, I just think that Ashley, I don't think it was the appropriate time for Karen to say it, number one.
Right.
I think she could have waited till they got back home and say, listen, Ashley, can we go to lunch? You and I have been really cool. And kind of say, listen, this is my issue. Is that I think that Michael did do it. However, that's his thing. That's no reflection on you or us, on our relationship. So if you mind, I would prefer not to be around Michael. So when you and if I invite you, I'm not inviting him. And if you don't want to come without him, I respect that.
Right.
But I'm not okay with that. That would just be like anybody. If, like I said, the shooter, but if it was a rape or something, if that is then it is what it is.
It is.
And then actually,
you're entitled to your opinion.
Exactly. And you could say, hey, but he was okay, but that's not him being not found guilty. This is how I feel. Okay, listen, you're entitled to your feelings. I would, and if you don't want to be invited, say, don't even invite me to any of your events, because I'm going to bring Kim. But you and I are cool. So when we with the girls or whatever, we don't even need to mention this anymore.
Exactly.
Done. And move the fuck on. It's like, Ashley, nobody believes that he did not touch this man's butt. Nobody does not believe that he's not gay or bisexual or whatever y'all want to call it. But nobody believes this. But what does it matter?
Right.
You are secure in the bag. As Giselle said, the prenup had 5 years.
Ooh, child. Ooh.
5 years has
You make my
passed.
head itch.
And now you need to produce this baby to secure the next 18 years. or 21. I don't know the laws in Maryland, but you need to secure the bag. We're all comfortable with that. I mean, why are you making it such a big deal?
God.
Are you not comfortable with securing the bag?
Child.
Oh, wait, I hope you don't want us to believe that y'all in love.
Wait, what did she say to Katie? Something about, you wish you had my old man? Katie was like, no, never.
No. And that shit is weird as fuck. But whatever. R. Kelly can't mess with 18, 19-year-olds or 17-year-olds, but an 80-year-old could sleep with a 20-year-old. Whatever. Have at it. I give two fucks.
What did you think about that Katie situation?
I gave two fucks about Katie.
God love you, producers, because y'all was really trying to make this so dramatic.
And nobody cared. I didn't care.
Security guy was like, she was like, can you be on camera? He was like, I guess. We found that at the airport. It was like, they came up to the hotel. The hotel was like, yeah, talk to your security people. I think they located this bitch.
Okay, Potomac. Y'all gonna need some work. Because while y'all come on in the summer season, people are still watching. We know
Exactly.
that we got it, Andy. We're not done though. We need some work on these stories. Like the Katie thing should have been like, oh, Katie's gone, and trying to find her. But it was like,
Exactly.
It was like, no, she's
but
a
you know who was it?
woman.
Karen.
Yeah.
Because
I'm going to go
get tea. And she was like, well, I guess I'll just go find Katie. And Karen was like, I guess you will.
Yeah,
I'm
she's
going to get tea.
a full grown ass fucking woman.
Oh my God, that had me in tears.
I was like,
I'm glad this is the finale though. This has seemed like a long season.
Andy, you know what you can do? Is kind of talk to the girls and say, hey, you know, in the UK, they only do 4-6 episodes a season. What do you
I don't see how, I'm sorry, Southern Charm New Orleans was way more entertaining this year. Give them their extra episodes because they get 6 and we get 85 of Potomac and it's so boring.
These are the episodes we needed from Potomac this year. Candace's mother hitting her in the head with the pocketbook.
Which we didn't even get to see. We just had to talk about it.
We need the episode of Mike touching a guy's butt and the audio of the same. That could have been all in one.
And Candace almost stabbing Ashley. Definitely needed that.
We needed Monique's party because
that's where the shit went down.
But we always love Monique's party. And
is that it?
I think go.
Yeah.
I think good 3 episodes, so maybe we could have got 4 a season
4
of 4.
and impossible. It's like a bad spades hand.
And then with the reunion, Andy, we don't need 2. Oh, we need 1. Maybe a half and half.
I can see 2, but definitely don't give me 3.
No,
3.
What are we going to talk about for 2?
Well,
we got one
I
issue.
need Michael on
Exactly.
one altogether.
We only got
don't
one
give me
issue
that one
to
little
discuss.
5-minute excerpt with the men. No, I need you and just the men, and then you bring the motherfuckers out with the women, and then I need just Michael and Ashley. This could be one episode.
No, I don't need Michael and Ashley because it's clear that they are sticking to their story.
Together.
It's not going to be, to me, I don't think it's going to, it would do anything because it's not like with Quad and Dr. G where Quad was still like with this fake shit and Dr. G like, well, I'm going to tell it and then it changed the dynamic. They are going to ride this out. So it's just going to be like, nothing happened, nothing. I need the camera guy there.
Ooh.
And Mike there. Now, if you want to do that, we could get you 3.
Oh,
I'll be here for a 3.
that would be good.
I watched the other 2 boring ones just for that 10-minute segment of that. I need something like that. There's really only one issue to discuss all fucking season long. Is Mike touching this guy's butt? I mean, there's nothing else to discuss. Unless you're gonna bring, but Candace's mother admitted to fucking hitting her. She don't give a fuck.
So that don't matter. We don't care about that.
They don't care.
Unless y'all gonna show me unseen footage of the hit action
then I'll
going down.
But other than that, I think that's the only thing they have to discuss is.
I'm ready to see what happens next week, this week coming up too, because Candace apparently they're gonna tell the mother that they want to take over the rent,
the mortgage.
I'm like, why are you don't do this and cut it like she's really hemming and hawing about it. If this was your point of contention, then you don't need to pause or anything.
No.
Say, absolutely.
No. Not take over my mortgage. You get a mortgage. Then you buy the house from me.
Oh, no, Mom, you know we can't afford that. You think that's what she gonna come with? Oh, if she come with that, she's the shady.
So when you say there should be no hemming and hawing and pausing because that's what you want, that's not what I want. I don't want to hold a mortgage on your house. Because I don't want to be involved in your shit. You get a mortgage, you buy the house from me.
You want to be involved though, that's the thing.
But no, it seems like that's the impression. Well, no, it wasn't the impression Candace was initially giving off.
Right.
But now it seems like that's the impression she's trying to give off is that my mother doesn't want me to be an adult. Right. No, you want to live a lifestyle that you can't afford.
Right.
And in exchange for that, you allow your mother to treat you like a child.
Right.
I mean, these are facts. So I don't think that the mother should have to agree for them to take over the mortgage. If you're saying, listen, I've been paying the mortgage the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys aren't doing any credits or anything. Get a mortgage, buy the house, take the house.
No, we can't afford that.
Then how the fuck you going to afford the mortgage?
We can afford rent. We can't afford somebody to give us, money up front and try.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Nah, because now you want to paint this picture that she doesn't want you to grow up, but you're not being a grown up.
Yeah.
So get the fuck out.
Oh, it's gonna be bad. Well, that's tonight. So then we're taping this on Sunday, so we got the finale tonight, and then reunions coming up,
and then Married to Medicine starts tonight.
Yes.
They've been doing these. I ain't got time for you, Andy. Don't fucking play with me. You think I'm watching that shit? I'm not. Y'all don't even try with those specials. Fuck that. When y'all start, I'll be there.
So tonight is not an episode. It's
tonight is going to be the first episode. But they were having because it was coming up on my DVR. I'm like, nah, Andy. Okay. I ain't dumb. What other show did you watch? I didn't watch Carnival. Was that good?
Oh, I liked it. I don't know how much you would like it though, because I know your taste with like the weird and the supernatural and stuff goes weird. Well, I mean, it's not as left as mine, but I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it. I finished it, and you know what I did want to talk about though, which I don't think we got into, and it wasn't on my list, so it's totally off script. Mm-hmm. Did you watch that Christina Milian Netflix movie, Breaking In? Falling In. No.
Let me tell you what I was doing instead of fucking watching that.
I liked it though. Go ahead.
I was watching slow TV on fucking Netflix of a train going through the snow. That's what the fuck I was doing.
Wait a minute. It was good. Look, no lie. So, did you watch that one with the girl? Remember the one from the girls from Saturday Night Live that we thought was going to be really good, Wine Country or whatever?
Uh-huh.
It was better than that. I really enjoyed it. It was cute. I ain't gonna say it was good. I ain't gonna say good and cute, not the same thing. But I enjoyed it, and I
think she's trying to pay me back for sex tuplets that she don't like it, so she thinks she gonna get me waste my time 2019. Ain't happening. Next.
What else did you do? What else did you watch? Because the only other thing I had was Power.
Oh my god, and I'm behind. So
okay, go. You gotta catch up though. I gotta say, whoever's doing this last season, Tommy.
Cause I know
Tommy gonna have a street cred for the rest of his life. He gonna be going to go to any hood USA just off Tommy alone. Because Lala's acting is not better, but Tommy. The end of that last episode, I wanted to stand up and clap. It was so fucking good.
I think that when these actors, and I know that Samuel L. Jackson had made a point to say it back in the days, that I'm frustrated with these people who don't respect my craft, who don't take the classes, who don't do anything, getting these roles, while I have friends who are excellent actors and they are not getting booked. It must be frustrating to sit there while Lala is like, oh, Tommy.
But now
where
it's the
is
other way. Now she's going like overacting, and she's like everything is.
Oh
yeah.
Tommy. Like
And
I don't
it's not
know.
just on Power because my mother had me watch that god awful Reef Break. She loves this show, and the one episode I tuned in, Lala was on it, and it was the same. She was literally Keisha, but in Hawaii. It was the same freaking thing. It's the same. She went to the Joey Tribbiani School of Acting. It's bad.
Oh, I was about to say, like, what kind of school is that? Is it good?
That's fine. Remember Joey Tribbiani? He was Joey Tribbiani.
I never watched no fucking.
Oh, okay. That was a
I think
that
I
was a Friends
episode of
reference for my white watchers. Gotcha.
That shit was racist.
But you proved my point, because how many episodes did you watch?
One.
Okay, there you go. See? So, alright, do you want to go to the picks? And
Listen, I had Gary Owens special on Showtime. I want to, because my friend and I, we were talking about it. I'm like, this motherfucker funny as hell.
He is.
We never
And
watch his comedy show. We never
like
watch
a
him.
half hour though, right?
I don't know, but we never watch him. But he's
it.
funny as hell. I love him, but we never watch his show. So I'm making that pick. But
Showtime,
right?
right?
One pick that this all you need to wait for all motherfucking week.
Ooh.
Top Boy, season 3, Netflix, Friday, September 13th.
Top Boy.
This is all you need to do. If you never heard of Top Boy,
seasons 1 and 2 though.
Okay,
I'm just asking.
That's why I like skin people. They always got some bullshit.
That's what this is.
That's colorist, but because even white people watch fucking Top Boy.
Okay. What's it about?
I'm so sad.
You go ahead. I'm gonna Google.
But if you haven't watched Top Boy, like my beige partner over here, Miss 100 Watt, watch season 1 and 2. It's a UK show, so the seasons are only 4 episodes each.
Okay.
But this show is stopped. I think it has to be at least 5 or 6 years now, if not longer. And everybody's like, what? Are we gonna get another season? What's going on? And then the TV gods heard our prayers. We got another season.
Yes, September of 2013 was the last one.
Yeah, it has been a long. So that's all you need to do. I know and maybe next week we'll talk about working moms. And I know that my one of our loyal listeners, probably the only one, whoever listens. She said she didn't like Working Moms. The season 3 was, I watched it, and but I enjoy Working Moms. I really like it. But
I started watching the other one you picked, Let Down, and I like that.
You like the Let Down? Yeah. We'll talk about Working Moms and next time. But Top Boy. So if you haven't seen it, put the kids in the crate.
Yeah, you only got 8 episodes to catch up.
And
yeah.
Well, I'm gonna rewatch them because I like to be fresh.
Yeah, it'll be nice and fresh for me. I'll be ready.
And the other thing I was gonna say, when we were talking about what I watched this week. Last week I was focusing on it, so I watched the whole season of Working Moms, but watching Marvel movies in order. So whatever. That's what I'll be doing with my time.
Civil War was on last night. You know,
I recorded it because. You know what? I just gotta buy these movies, so I'm just gonna buy the 3. I don't really want the 3 collection of Captain America because the first Avenger, but you need it, I guess. But I gotta have these movies because I get pissed off when I go to watch my Marvel Avengers and one is not free, and then they like you gotta rent it. Then I rent it again. Then I'm like, why the fuck I don't own these?
Yeah.
So I'm taking, I think the total came up to like maybe 150, 200. That's what I'm doing with my fucking money. So fuck charity. Don't ask me. If y'all kids can't.
Just do it on a streaming thing so you can give us all the password. We could all watch it.
Well, I will. But fuck charity. Don't, if y'all little kids canning for the start of your season,
Can't buy no candy NDE.
I'm buying Marvel.
Nothing.
This multi-billion-dollar company, they're getting my money. Okay? Fucking priorities already. But go ahead. What are your
the only thing, I don't know if you know your show, The Ranch, is coming back.
Yes, season 7.
Okay.
I love them.
And my show, The Deuce, this is their last season. That comes back.
That one looks like it's going to be good for the last season.
I love it. And I picked up this new one on Showtime, Couples Therapy.
That looks good.
I watched the first episode. It's really good because I'm so nosy and I love to be in other people's lives and see how fucked up they are.
Is it documentary? It's real. Okay. That does look good.
These certain couples, you're following them through therapy, 3 months, however, if they get a resolution or whatever. But you're also seeing the therapist actually has an advisor that she talks to and like unloads on because of the stress from